Never ever concern yourself with the impact of a good deed, because one good deed could literally change the course of history. One of the simplest examples is the story of Moses and Pharaoh. The story of Musa and Fir'aun. If you remember the story, Musa was being raised in the palace of the Pharaoh, and eventually when he punched the Egyptian and the viziers turned against him, Pharaoh turned against him, so Musa flees for his life. Musa flees for his life. He runs away from Egypt, and he has no food, no money, just the clothes on his back, and he flees to the valley of Midian, the valley of Madian in the Quran. And he himself is a refugee. He himself doesn't even know where he's going to go. And imagine the fear, the panic, the uncertainty that Musa has. When he gets to the valley, as the Quran tells us, he sees a well that was surrounded by shepherds, jostling, shoving with one another, trying to feed their flock. And as the Quran tells us, there were two ladies with their flock away from the crowd. So he goes to them and he says, "Ma khatbukuma, what is the matter with you?" قالتا, they said, "We cannot feed our sheep until the rest of these men leave. And by that time there's hardly going to be any water left. And don't blame us, we don't have any money to hire a servant, and our father is very elderly." Musa, as we know, volunteered to help them out. Here is where one of those micro butterfly effects is taking place. Musa himself is a refugee. Musa himself has no money to give them. He can't donate anything for them, but he donates the one thing that he does have, and that is the sweat of his brow. He's physically strong. So he volunteers to take the flock, and he gives the sheep water. He hands the sheep back to the ladies, and then, like the Quran says, he walks away from them. No need to chit-chat, no need to do anything more. Keep it dignified and decent. He walks away from them, and he sits under a tree. And he makes that beautiful Quranic dua that I hope all of you memorize and make regularly. قَالَ رَبِّي إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. He said, "O my Lord, I am a beggar to any good that you can give me. I'm a faqir, I'm a beggar. Any good you can give me, I would love it." What happens? Musa alayhi salam did one act of charity. This is the butterfly effect. He fed goats and sheep. That's the good deed he did. Or you can say he helped out two ladies that needed to be helped. But how was the help? To feed goats and sheep. What was the impact of that good deed? What happened? Subhanallah. Within a few hours, one of them comes back. She's embarrassed, she's shy. And she says, "My father's inviting you. He wants to thank you for what you have done." So they go to the house of the father, and overnight, subhanallah, overnight, Musa has a career, he gets a salary, he gets a place to live, he gets a house, and on top of that, he gets a wife as well, mashallah, tabarakallah. This is the effect of a good deed. Do you think Musa understood any of this when he volunteered to help these ladies out? He didn't even know where he's going to go tomorrow. But when he was generous, Allah was generous to him. When he did a good deed, the butterfly effect comes into effect here. And he has no idea the consequences of his actions, what's going to happen. But subhanAllah, everything opens up.